Hey there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dan and Frankie Goes to Hollywood, where we are continuing our deep dive into the films of Kevin Smith, the Jay and Silent Bob era, the Askewniverse, if you will, where we are now up to Clerks II. My name is Dan,
And I'm Frankie. That was a really long
and
intro.
it was not. It
It
was.
was. I'm sitting
It
here
was a
waiting.
few seconds. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. To those of you who are still listening and haven't tuned out from my extraordinarily long intro, um, don't look at me like that, lady. How you doing? What's been happening?
Well, October's over as
Mm,
we're recording this, and
hmm.
it was a terrible month. I
Oh.
watched I think I got up to 15 or 16 horror movies.
Mm.
I had planned to do my annual 31 Days of Horror, which I've done for 7 years or something, or this might have been the seventh year. Um,
Wow.
and yeah, and then everything bad happened. So I have not seen many movies. So
Oh.
yeah.
Well, that's kind of crap. Well, for what it's worth, in the month of October, I watched one horror movie, and that was Puppet Killer, which was for an episode. So, yeah, in fact, I only watched one, two, three, four, five, six movies all up. Three of them were Tron movies. So, yeah, it's not exactly been a huge thing for me, but anyway. Question is, did you get to watch The Lost Boys on Halloween night?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Because because this month has been crap and I
mm,
haven't completed my horror challenge.
mm.
I thought I don't want to watch The Lost Boys because it's been a crappy month and I don't want to associate that with this month.
Yeah, fair
So,
enough.
I did watch a movie because it's Halloween and it was a
Mm,
Friday, so I didn't have to worry about getting up the next day or anything. So,
What at all?
I, mm. So I watched The Monkey instead because I thought
Oh,
even if I didn't like it, watching an Osgood Perkins movie on Halloween would still be, something a bit special compared to
mm.
just putting on a random horror movie.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Mm.
We almost watched that. We were talking about that film, and then we didn't. So, yeah, we've also been talking a lot about weapons. There's been several nights where we've been like, okay, tonight, we're going to watch Weapons, finally. And then, yeah, the kids will spend like 2 hours trying to get to sleep or whatever. And by the time that's finished, it's like, okay, it's, like 10 o'clock or whatever. And so, yeah, yeah, hasn't been a complete success. But what was a complete success, even though I didn't really get to watch any horror movies, I kind of got to be a horror movie. So it turns out that this street that we moved into a few months back is a massive trick-or-treat street. Which, oh, that sounds so cool. Is that not the name of a movie or what? Yeah, I have never in my entire life seen so many trick-or-treaters in one area that I've lived in. And so when they started kind of getting more frequent, I was like, okay, I've got to do something about this. So I went and suited up, got the full Jason Voorhees costume happening. And even though it was like stupidly hot and I had this full head rubber mask on, I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, I'm totally doing this. So went and stood outside the front of our gate. We've kind of got like a wall with a gate that leads into, our front door area. And we had a couple of like, horror doll things with baskets of candy that you could push a button and they're all animatronic and shit. But yeah, so I stood outside and like doing that thing where, just standing like a mannequin, just as still as possible. And my wife's mum, she was out there with one of my kids, and we had all these people that would come up, and they'd be like, "Oh, is that a real person?" She's like, "No, no, no, it's a mannequin." And so, of course, they'd come right up, and you don't have to do much. All you got to do is just kind of turn your head or whatever, and it scares the shit out of people. And so, oh man, I think I was out there for about an hour or so, just non-stop people coming. And of course, the little kids, it's really interesting actually. The little kids aren't that scared, I'm talking, 3, 4 year olds, like they just kind of look at you like, okay, that's intimidating, but there's candy involved, and so they'll just walk past you, sort of looking at you. It's the older ones, it's the sort of teenagers and stuff that, oh, they are so much fun. Like, groups of girls coming along who are just too scared to come in or whatever. And as they're walking off, I just start stalking them down the street and just hearing their screams as they're running and everything. It was just like, yeah, there's not a movie that's ever been made that could be more fun than this. So, yeah, because it is genuinely one of my most fun things to do is to absolutely terrify people. And yeah, we had
Right.
one mum as part of a family. She said that we were the only house in the entire street that actually, put in some effort to try and scare people. So that was cool. But yeah, no, like I mean, I didn't think we were going to be doing anything at all, but yeah, it turned into a very memorable Halloween. So yeah, that was fun.
Hmm. I was traveling home from work. I don't know how trick-or-treating went in my area because there was a massive storm went through in the
Mm,
afternoon. By the time I was coming home from work, I saw a few people on the bus going through suburbs, and there were a
mm,
couple of people I saw locally that I'm not sure if they were heading home from it because I think they usually do it a bit earlier here
hmm
while it's daylight and because it's not such a big thing trick-or-treating here. But then there was thunder and lightning, so I figure anyone
mm.
who was out would have been heading home before another storm arrived. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We had just a very light drizzle, but there were still people out. And although it's funny, like, you say trick-or-treating isn't big here, and ordinarily, I would have believed that. But after seeing my
Well,
street,
no, I
like,
just mean like in comparison to America, you get areas here, but it seems to be
yeah.
more like neighborhoods get together to do it. Because I guess,
Mm.
it is a bit of a mixed message for kids. Like, watch out for strangers. Don't take candy from strangers, except at Halloween. We're just going to go knock on people's doors and
Yeah.
like get candy from them, and that's fine. And don't worry about your
Yeah.
teeth. But
Yeah,
the
yeah,
rest
yeah,
of the year, you
exactly.
got to eat healthy.
Yeah, that's right, to make up for it. But no, it's funny, later on, like after I lasted about an hour and I was so covered in sweat. I was like, I've got to have a shower. And so, but then a bit later on, I went out to get dinner for everyone. And as I'm walking out, there's a guy in, like an inflatable dinosaur costume outside the gate. I'm just like, wow, man, that is absolutely crazy. Like that, yeah, people went nuts with their costumes. Yeah, it was really, really cool to see. So, yeah, no, I was very happy with the way that things turned out. So, yeah. Unfortunately, my own kids were absolutely terrified of me though. Even though, like, I mean, I've upgraded the suit. So underneath the rubber mask where I've got the face cut out, I've actually now got like a black, all over, face covering. So when you put the hockey mask over it, you can't see anything underneath it. So, it looks super, super creepy. And yeah, my kids were just like looking at me and kind of backing off. And I was like, no, 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 it's daddy and stuff. And they just didn't want to have a bar of it. They were like, yeah, no, that's even
Interesting.
creepier.
You say the young kids outside weren't so scared. It was the older ones, but then your kids
Except for my
were
two,
scared.
yeah. But it's really weird because like a year ago when Kylie and I dressed up as Art the Clown and the Pale Girl, like they were laughing at us. They were having so much fun. But maybe maybe it's just the Jason costume. I don't know. But yeah, might hold off showing them Friday the 13th for a little while. Yeah. But yeah, I've watched nothing since we last talked, so I don't know if you've got anything else you.
Well, yeah, like I said, I watched The Monkey.
Yeah, but
So,
anything else other than that?
oh, so I'm not allowed to talk about that, am I?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot that you hadn't actually elaborated on it. I was like, okay, we got the monkey done. What else have you watched? But no, we didn't.
Hmm.
The monkey,
No,
yes.
yeah, I was curious because I know it's had mixed responses from people.
Hmm.
But I thought it was fun. It was
Hmm.
silly. I haven't read the
Of course.
story, so I don't
Mm.
know like how much the tone matches the story or anything. But it kind of because atmosphere is a lot of the thing in his films, and this doesn't
Mm.
have that. And I
Ah,
just
okay.
I feel like it's like because especially since he's done so many movies recently, I feel
Mm.
like this is kind of his just taking a break and having fun because normally
Right, right.
he's, super creepy, like your long legs and Black
Mm.
Coat's daughter and I'm the pretty thing that lives in the house, which I still need to rewatch. I've only watched that the one time. That's the one that a lot
Mm.
of people don't like that I
Yeah,
really
right.
do. It's because it's quite slow.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I had a good enough time with it. It's probably my least favorite of all his movies, which I think I've seen. Have I seen all of them? Yeah, I've seen all of them.
Right. So he's kind
Yeah.
of like your Neil Breen, like, because I've seen all of his movies.
There's a number of directors I've seen a lot of movies by, and I
All of them, though?
yes, and I
Ah, okay.
feel like that's a weird comparison to make because they're completely
That's why
different in their
that's why
filmmaking.
I made it. I don't know, other than Breen, I don't know if there are any directors who I've seen everything that they've done. Like even Robert Rodriguez, who is my oh Tarantino, I've seen all of his stuff. But even Rodriguez has done a couple of things that I haven't seen. Kevin Smith has done a couple that I haven't seen.
Well, that's your problem because I just
Oh,
went, hey, I really like what was the first? I think Black Coat's daughter I saw first. And
mm,
that's some really creepy stuff in it.
mm,
So that made a big impression. And then I think I went back, or I remember I'm the pretty thing that lives in the house. I watched that when it came out, and I don't know if it was because of him at that
mm,
stage, if I had been looking for his films or not, or maybe that,
mm,
I don't know the order. But basically, after a couple of films, I was like, okay, I need to watch
mm.
all his films.
Actually, I was just thinking there is one filmmaker who I've probably seen, as far as like seeing an entire body of work, and that would be James Gunn, because aside from his feature films, I've seen all of the little web series that he did, like PG Porn, Human Z. I bought Lollipop Chainsaw, which was a video game that he wrote the story for. Like, I went deep into that guy's work.
Uh,
So,
yeah, I don't count
yeah.
short films and things for
Oh, no,
watching
no, but
all
I'm just
films
saying,
because a lot
yeah.
of times they're like you can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying though that's how deep I went into
Mm.
his stuff.
I've seen all
Yeah,
the Jeff
I
Nichols ones because, yeah, once I saw a couple, I was like, I need to watch
mm,
all the films.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I even bought and believe it or not, I read a book. I actually bought and read the novel that James Gunn once wrote called The Toy Collector. Yeah, even bought like a nice hard copy edition of that one. So there you go. Yeah, I
do you
read a
mean
book.
a nice hardcover edition, or is it just special for you to have a physical book? Because
Oh
you
wow.
said that like
Touche.
no, I'm genuinely asking if you think it's special to have a physical book rather than an ebook,
No.
or if you meant a
No,
hardcover
no, no,
book.
no. No, no, it's a very nice hardcover book. It's yeah,
Okay,
had a
because you
very
said hard copy, so that's why I was checking.
oh, whoops, sorry, meant
Yeah.
hardcover. Yeah. Oh, I
That's
hey,
why I
look,
was checking because saying hard copy makes it sound like I even got a physical version of it.
oh, yeah, no, no, I meant
Hardcover, though, that
hardcover.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Look, me and book terminology, we're not best friends. So. Yeah, but anyway, um is that all you wanted to say
Hmm.
about the monkey? Or
I guess so. Yeah, it was fun.
okay, cool.
It was like, I gave it 3 stars. It's a good
Hmm.
time, but yeah, not a go-to film. Definitely not a go-to
Hmm.
film for Perkins because
Yeah.
I think all the rest are better. But
Hmm.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to Keeper coming out soon because like Long Legs, it's had mysterious trailers, or I only watched the first one because that was enough.
Hmm.
But it sounds like all the marketing has been super mysterious, so you don't really know what the plot is from
Right,
watching the
right.
trailer. So I'm
I don't know
looking forward to
anything
that.
about it. The only thing I know about it is that you and Nobbins have been talking about it in our group chat, and yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Well, his next film coming, which there's only one now because we're all caught
Mm.
up with his multiple films in the last couple of years,
Hmm.
has Johnny Knoxville in it. So you can look forward to that one, but there's no release year on it yet. So yeah,
Wow. Okay. That has got me interested. Because yeah,
I
big
thought it
fan of the
might.
Knox.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh wow. All right. Cool. Was there anything else you wanted to throw into the mix, or as far as what you've
You
been watching?
sound like you're trying to rush me.
No, I'm not trying to rush you. I'm just very keen to talk Clerks II because I'm a big fan of that movie. But
Yeah, I
no,
have
that's fine.
noticed that if you're excited about a movie, you just want to rush through everything
I
else
do. I
just to talk
do.
about
No,
that
I
movie.
don't want to, I'm not trying to rush anyone at all.
Mm.
If you've got 26 more movies that you want to talk about, I will happily
That'd be
be here for
interesting
all
since
of
that's
them.
more than I watched the whole month, and I already talked about the first half of the month last episode.
Yeah, it would
Okay,
be, but
well,
anyway,
I did finally watch The Gorge, which is
I
on
don't know what
my.
that
Oh
is.
my God.
I know.
Why are
This
you
is what
even doing a
having
movie podcast?
this is what having kids does to you. You don't know anything
This
anymore.
is
Like,
a movie that came out on Apple TV this
right.
year.
Hmm.
Horror movie with Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, yeah, I think I do remember hearing about it a while back. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because a bunch of people were watching it when it came out.
Yeah,
I had to wait till now
that's
because
right.
there was a deal. I could get Apple TV for half price for a couple of months.
Right, right.
So I
Yeah,
did
no, I
that.
remember a lot of people suddenly talking about it on Letterboxd. That's right.
Mm.
Yeah, no, of course I know that film. Oh yeah,
Mm.
no, I'm looking at the poster for it now, and yes, that is the one. Scott Derrickson, that's right. Who I'm a big fan of. For one
Yeah.
of, did I
So
actually watch this movie? I
it,
don't know.
well, it's on Apple
I
TV.
don't
So
think I did. It
yeah.
wouldn't surprise me if I had actually watched it and totally forgot that I watched it.
Wow. Well, that would
Yeah,
be quite a thing since it just came out this year
it
and
would
has
be,
those
but
two in, and you're looking at the poster, it'd jog your memory if
yeah.
you've. I don't think you have because I
No,
don't
I would
remember
have
you
logged
talking
it.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have logged it, but yeah, no, yeah, there's all the people that saw it and rated it and everything. So yeah, no, I do remember
Yeah,
this movie
this
coming
one
out.
has mixed reviews as well, and I feel like it depends what you are looking for going into the movie. If
Mm.
you're going into it for, because this is, they're on each side of a gorge, um,
Ah,
sort of they're like on guard duty, and
right.
what's in the gorge, what do they need to
Ooh.
be there for is kind of
Ah,
the thing of the movie.
yeah, right.
And if you go into
Oh.
it for a big like horror movie,
Mm.
then you're probably going to end up a bit disappointed because it's well, the first half pretty much is basically a romance of them kind of starting to communicate with each other from across each side of the thing.
Hmm.
And so the film is more about them and their relationship. And then you do find out what's in the gorge and what's going on and
Mm.
everything, but it's not overly interesting
Oh, okay.
or exciting. The
Yeah, yeah.
end was pretty good, so that, it was kind of a fun sort of
Mm.
end. But
Mm.
yeah, if you want to see Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy fall in
Hmm.
love, then you'll have a good time.
Oh, that has been on my bucket list, I tell you. The funniest part is I actually did add this movie to my watch list like way back when. So, yeah, and then here's me like, oh, I don't think I've heard of that movie, but yeah, I had heard of it.
Yeah, I do know you forget when
I
you
do.
get told
It's
things. But that's what a
yeah.
watch
Look,
list is for, so that you can come back to it if you ever look at your watch list. Because I
exactly. Well,
often
that's the
go to
thing.
my
I
watch
don't.
list and then filter by what's streaming to see what's available to
Hmm.
me.
I still haven't seen the Margot Robbie, Colin Farrell movie, which the
Oh, but
title I keep.
that's only just been at cinemas though, so That would be
Yeah, I
hard to see.
know,
I don't
but
think that's even come out streaming or for
yeah.
rental or anything yet. Has it?
Um,
Well, it hasn't
yeah.
here, has it? No, it hasn't here because it was
Uh,
only just in cinemas.
I don't know. I don't know how I'd get a copy of it. Moving on.
Well, okay. If you're going to do it that
Is
way, then,
no, I'm not at all. I thought it was streaming here. That's why I brought it up.
well, I doubt it because
Um,
didn't it only just come out last month or something?
I don't know. I I genuinely cannot even remember. What is it? Big, bad,
Okay, it came
big,
out digitally in the US on the
beautiful,
14th of October,
big,
but
bold, beautiful
um,
something. Yeah.
yeah, it only
Um,
came out at cinemas like second half of September. So
yeah, yeah.
it's not going to be out here for a while.
Well, it says it's available to rent on Amazon Australia. So how do you like them apples?
Yes, but it is $25 to rent.
Yeah, but it's
It's that
Margot.
new release more than the cinema cost pricing.
Yeah, but it's Margot. You don't
You would
understand.
pay $25 to rent it?
Hmm. Absolutely, I would. If it meant that I didn't have to illegally pirate a movie, which is extremely wrong and crippling to the
Actually, I don't
film
know if that
industry.
is the rental. I think it's available to pre-order, but
Oh,
that might be a digital copy, like purchase.
um, wow,
Oh,
this is getting,
actually,
oh, pre-order movie, yeah.
yeah, it's out in a couple of days. It's
Oh,
out
see,
on
there you go.
Tuesday.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not paying
Yeah,
$25 for a digital copy.
I'm
I'll
totally gonna
wait till
pay.
it comes to rental, so at least then it's seven. And but
Well,
it might come up streaming. If Amazon has it and they're the only people that have it at the moment, then
hmm.
maybe it'll come there streaming.
I am going to pay $25. I'm going to surround myself with my life-sized Harley Quinn Margot Robbie cutouts, which are over there behind me right now, and we're going to have
Which
a
is
good time.
completely not the vibe of that movie.
Yeah, but it's still Margot,
But I
so
am looking forward to that movie because yeah, I
so am
really
I.
enjoyed After Yang, so um
Yeah, sure.
that'll be good.
Um, cool. What what else?
Wow,
What
you are
else you got?
just really you're
Sassy.
like yeah, your mood today is interesting. It makes me want to just talk about extra movies I wasn't going to talk about
Well,
just
go right
so
ahead
you
then.
have to
Go on. I dare you,
I did
and I
watch
will edit it
Weapons.
out. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if you edit it out because the whole point is making you wait. Yeah, I did not like weapons, and
No.
I I'm curious because this well October was such a terrible month.
Mm.
I do wonder if it made me a bit harsher on movies because I'm just not
Right,
really
right.
in it. But I
Yeah,
like
makes
the
sense.
acting was good. The setup and the like the opening and the mystery of, the kids disappearing from the classroom,
Mm.
what's going on was really interesting, and I enjoyed the structure of it following the different perspectives and being out of order. So you kind of
Hmm.
follow someone and see a thing, and then you follow someone connected, and then that joins up to what you saw in the first person's perspective and all of that,
Ah,
and
okay.
seeing
Yeah,
it all
yeah.
come together. That was really interesting, but I just was really bored. And
Right.
it's a 2 hour movie, and I kept checking where I was up to because I wanted to know how long I had to go. And the
Ah.
answer to what the mystery
Mm.
was I wasn't into it.
Underwhelming.
So yeah.
Ah. Oh, that's a
So
shame.
there is that as well.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I did really like I'm just gonna double check that I have the name correct before I
Okay.
say it. Um I did really like Austin Abrams in it,
Hmm.
who I wasn't sure if I knew him from something, and he's been in a bunch of things, but I've seen Tragedy Girls
Hmm.
and something. Oh no, that's it, because the other one is Weapons.
Right.
But he was in that movie Wolves with George
Hmm.
Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Hmm.
Which I do remember because he stood out when I was watching the trailer for that. And I don't know if he just has that look that makes you go, oh, I'm sure I know him from somewhere.
Mm.
But yeah, so I'm going to watch. He's also in The Walking Dead because it seems like everyone's in The Walking Dead. In later seasons, so I haven't seen that yet.
Mm.
But yeah, so I'm going to watch Wolves. My Apple TV subscription runs out on the 10th, I think,
Hmm.
and I'm not continuing because my half price deal ends and they're putting up the price as well. So
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
going
Yeah,
to
fair
pay
enough.
over double for because there's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
enough to make it worthwhile. So
Mm.
yeah, I'm going to watch Wolves and see how that goes.
Hmm.
So
Cool.
there is that, but yeah, it was very disappointing because I really liked Barbarian, but
Oh, yeah.
maybe I'll give it a go in the future. A
Mm.
lot of people had a lot of fun with it, so I'm like,
Mm.
maybe I just couldn't feel fun because
Yeah.
of everything that I've got going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, that's fair enough.
um, I just maybe am a bit more impatient about movies that aren't
Mm.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
We shall
Yeah, and
see.
I'm still very looking forward to checking it out at some point
Well, yeah,
if we
nearly
can.
everybody thinks it's wonderful, so there's a
Mm.
good chance that you'll really enjoy it. I'm
Okay.
definitely in the very small minority on that
Mm,
one.
yeah. Cool.
But that's okay. And uh I did also one other horror one I watched was Daughters of Darkness, which I actually got this nice Radiance release of it.
Ooh.
Which is very fancy. It comes with like a booklet, which I haven't read yet.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, this is one that I've known about for ages and finally watched it, and
Hmm.
it's really good. It's like it's a sort of very visual movie rather than full-on horror.
Mm.
Um, so it's another one that you've got to be the right kind of person. If you're going
Yeah,
in for a
right,
whole lot
right.
of vampire action, you're not going to get it. And the
Hmm.
main actress in it, um, whose name I can't remember. Um,
Oopsies.
yeah, it's not someone that I know.
Mm.
Delphine Seyrig.
Ah,
She,
how can you not
yeah.
know Delphine? She's, oh man,
Mm,
brilliant actress. Love everything that she's ever been in.
yeah. So
Yep.
she's the um main character and she looks like a 30s film star.
Oh,
So
okay.
she just has like really cool hair and makeup and beautiful
Mm.
gowns and things. So yes, I quite enjoyed the movie. And
Hmm.
Radiance also released this one, which I don't know how to say that
Ooh.
word.
Malpertwee.
Malpurchis?
Malpertwee.
Is it?
Twee. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm
Um,
assuming it would be.
by the same director. So
Or it
I
could be Malpertuis, I guess.
I think I
I don't
heard
know.
someone say Malpurchis.
Ah.
So, but I don't know, because I don't
It
know.
sort of looks like it
I've never
should
heard
be
that
sort of
word.
a French kind of pronunciation, like twee at the end. But yeah, I'm not a language expert, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I look forward to watching that one because it looks like it has the same kind of style from the trailer.
Mm.
So, and the
Nice.
other thing I will just mention, I do have my John Leguizamo project, which
Louise.
like all movie watching has not really happened.
Mm.
But the next one on the list was Die Hard 2.
Right, right.
So I watched that, which I don't know if I have seen it before, because there's a good
Oh,
chance
okay.
I saw it when I was a kid, but I don't
Yeah.
remember. So I only
Mm.
remember the third one because I went to the cinema to see that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that was fine. It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
of course.
but it was a fun way to spend a weekend afternoon.
Yeah.
Um,
I really like that movie a lot.
he was a lowly henchman,
Mm.
so he, sat at a desk looking at the radar, like plane radar thingy, unrolled some plans and rolled them up and bought someone a cup of tea or something. And yeah, that was about it. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's another one that there's not really much to comment on for his
Yeah,
character
yeah.
specifically. But it's
Hmm.
kind of weird because there was that what was that one that we watched for the Christian Slater episode? The
Um,
war one.
um,
Mental
yeah,
blank.
that
Hang
one.
on, let me.
It was
Oh, my brain's not working. Where is
Windtalkers.
it? Yes, Wind Talkers. Like he
Yeah,
had no, not no, it wasn't Wind Talkers. He wasn't in that.
no,
He was in the other
it
war
wasn't.
one that I watched.
Oh, the other one. Hang on. I'm
Um,
just we're so good at this, aren't we?
yeah.
Um,
I just my brain.
are you sure it wasn't Windtalkers?
No, it was
Because we watched that at the same time we watched Twisted,
yeah,
which
yeah. But John Leguizamo wasn't in that. He was in that
no, but
other.
Christian Slater was.
Yeah, but I got confused and thought it was the same because they're both
Oh,
war movies. Hang on, let
oh, I
me.
see. Okay, I
Um,
can't help you then.
it was a big film.
Right now, people listening are just yelling at the title. They're like, it was
I
whatever,
know,
it was this
I
one.
talked about it. Okay, sort by
Yeah.
earliest
Oh, wow.
first.
We're so professional.
Casualties of War with
Ah, right, right,
Sean
right.
Penn.
Okay.
Like he had quite a big role in that. Like that was
Mm,
like it's weird because that was his second film. The first one he was basically an extra, and then
mm,
he had that film with quite a big part. And then there was Revenge where he just came in at the end, but still, decent enough. And
hmm
then this he's back to sort of just almost an extra because I don't know if
right.
he might have had one line, I think.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I don't know how much that's gonna keep happening before I get to the point where he always has like he's a side character rather than just random person
Look,
that maybe has a line.
I'm just really, how many films is it before you get to Spawn? Because I can't wait for you to watch that movie because I'm dying to hear what you think
Hang
of it.
on, let me check. I've got a list for everything so
Of
that
course you do.
it's numbered
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
can tell you. So
We're going to have a really
um
interesting chat about Spawn when the
Die
time
Hard
comes.
2 is number 4 and
Hmm
Spawn is
mm
21.
Oh shit, seriously? Did you do that
Mm,
many movies in between them? Oh,
yeah.
far out. Okay, well, it's going to be about 2028 by the time we get to talk about
No,
Spawn
well,
then.
I did not plan to be moving this slowly through the movies. So I do want to try and watch more.
Fair enough.
The next one I have is some action Street Hunter
Ah, good old
movie,
Street
and
Hunter.
he is third on the cast list on
Oh,
Letterboxd,
wow.
which generally sorts cast most of the time by
hmm
how big the characters are, although sometimes they
hmm
seem to do it to put well-knowns closer to the top. But for
hmm
him to be third in that, I assume he has like a decent part. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
yeah. hmm
things will pick up from there. And then
Yeah.
yeah, got a few random ones. There's a few I'm looking forward to. There's a couple of rewatches.
hmm
So yeah, I don't
mm
know. I'm glad to, have so much 90s. Like Die Hard 2 was 1990, so I'm just
Yeah, yeah, you're
getting into the
kicking
90s
into that
movies.
decade. Yep.
And yeah, I mean the 90s go right up to
1999.
20
Oh,
27,
right. Oh, okay, right. And where did you say Spawn was? 24?
21.
Oh, 21. Okay, right, right. So there you go.
Yeah, so it's a
Cool.
lot of 90s movies.
It is a lot of
So
90s movies.
yeah, so I'm gonna have lots of cool things to talk about, at least as far
Hmm
as the ones I've seen. And then I have high hopes for a bunch of the other ones, and then I'm not too sure about some, but
Mm.
we shall see. And I
Yeah,
think
I'm
there's one or two
kind of
I might have to
hoping
skip because I might not be able to find them, but most of them I can find somehow.
I'm kind of hoping actually that you absolutely love Spawn. Like I don't know, it'd actually be
Well,
really
I
cool.
mean,
Like
I assume some people do. It's like Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, like
mm,
that gets trashed a lot, but there's also a lot of people that really think it's
mm,
fun. And I don't know the game. Like I know of the game, but
hmm
I didn't play it a lot to
Yeah.
care about a movie adaptation of the game
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how it's done and whatever.
And I'm guessing you're probably not the world's biggest reader of Spawn comics.
No, I know nothing at all about Spawn,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
except it has the best soundtrack. So
There is
the
that.
the
Yeah.
yeah, that's my extent of Spawn knowledge is the songs
Fair
on the
enough.
soundtrack because I bought the CD, but I never got
Yeah.
around to watching the movie.
Fair enough. Well, here comes the most incredible segue you've ever heard in your life. Speaking of 90s movies, there was a movie that came out in 1994 that got a sequel in 2006, and we're here to talk about it. Did you like that? Is that amazing? I know, I know.
It's a
How
little bit
about
labored.
we shut up? It is not. How about we get stuck into Clerks 11? Oh, sorry, Clerks 2. Um, um,
Yeah.
when was the first time you saw this film, if you can remember? Like, did you? I'm guessing you didn't see it theatrically.
No.
Hmm.
I have no idea.
Fair enough.
Didn't have
Um,
letterboxd back then. So
yeah, yeah. Um,
I mean, I
I,
probably didn't see it too long after it came out. I've got it on
mhm,
DVD, so it's,
mm,
old enough for that.
yeah.
I think I probably did buy it, yeah, maybe sometime in the late 2000s because it came out
Hmm.
2006. So
Yeah.
probably within 10 years of,
Right,
probably
right.
less than that, maybe within five. Yeah, I
Hmm.
don't think I was really late to see it, but yeah, I didn't
Mm.
rush out to see it.
Yeah, fair enough. I did. I was all over this movie by then, as you can well imagine,
Yeah.
because yeah, I mean, so for those of you who don't know, Clerks to me, it's highly ranked in my top 10 most favorite films of all time. It literally changed my life. It showed me that in order to be a filmmaker, you don't need to spend millions of dollars and have, like super equipment and the best actors and all this sort of thing. Yeah, it really like inspired me so much. And so yeah, like we never thought that a sequel would happen for that movie until at the end of I think it was Dogma, where it came up with Jay and Silent Bob will return in Clerks 2, Hardly Clerkin, and we were like, what? Is this actually gonna happen? And eventually it did, and everyone was a little bit skeptical at the time because, it was like a big, glossy, expensive color film with, you know, some big name actors in it like Rosario Dawson. You can't really say Ben Affleck is like a big draw card, being that he was in it for 10 seconds. Um, I guess Rosario Dawson was probably like the sort of, the main one aside from a lot of the people from the first film returning in their original roles. But yeah, we were all kind of skeptical, and then went and saw it, and I, for one, oh my God, I love this movie so freaking much because the first one was about being in your 20s, not having a care in the world, no responsibility, treating your job like it's just, just a job, like who cares? Um, that sort of thing. Whereas, this one is about that sort of next stage in life in your 30s, like actually getting to a point where it's like, holy shit, I've got to really sort of think about what I want to do here, and then, the third one, which we'll get to, of course, like is like I just think these three films just capture these three stages of life so perfectly. Um, and I hadn't seen this movie in a few years, and so, watching this now, like as someone who has actually taken that step into, you know, doing something responsible with my life, in terms of like, marriage and kids and everything, like it, yeah, it was I had quite an emotional experience with this film last night, to be honest. That moment where Dante's driving, looking for Becky and and he stops and he sees the kid in the window in the restaurant who was played by Harley Quinn Smith. And just has that moment of reflection and everything like, oh man, it was so different for me watching this now. So yeah, it was really cool. Um But anyway, for should probably mention what the movie's about. It's set 10 years after the film Clerks, and Dante and Randal are now working at a Moobies burger joint. Which, yeah, they're still kind of like, no real direction in life and all that sort of thing. Although Dante is getting married and moving to Florida with, I've already forgotten her name, Emma, there you go, played by Jennifer Schwalbach Smith, uh, Kevin's wife, who we'll talk about her a bit later. His boss, Becky, played by Rosario Dawson, has something to do with his life, which you don't really know at first what's going on. Jay and Silent Bob are back, although, yeah, in a different sort of like they're still dealing, although they've been into rehab and stuff, which I just think is hilarious. And now they've like turned religious in a way, and stuff. And yeah, it's kind of follows a similar format to the first one. There's a whole bunch of sort of just moments that happen throughout this film that are absolutely hilarious, culminating in a Tijuana donkey show. Um, so yeah, what are your thoughts on this film? Like in terms of, comparing it to the first one, or just in general, do you love it?
I don't love it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a bit, it's, I watched the intro before the movie on the DVD,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty funny because Kevin Smith makes a joke about, maybe the like three females that have bought the DVD. And
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, it's definitely that kind of humor that just is very teenage boy humor all
Mm-hmm.
through it. And it's that kind of movie. It's set over one day
Mm.
and it's just a bunch of guys talking shit and like in between this plot points related
Mm-hmm.
to the engagement and wedding and it's, the last day before he's
Mm.
going to Florida and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's interesting. It feels completely different from the first one
Mm.
because you can, yeah, feel it's, it's in color, it's bigger, it's brighter, and
Mm.
just it's like amped up in the craziness
Mm-hmm.
compared to the first one still feeling like a real store.
Mm. Yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
does not
It
feel
was
like a
definitely
real.
more of a movie.
Mm.
Look, I totally agree. Like there are just so many moments, especially between Randall and Elias, who Elias, I just think, is the greatest character in this thing. The way that Trevor Fehrman plays him is mind-blowingly brilliant. Like he just so Elias is the kind of guy like to sum up his character, he turns up to work, his parents drop him off, he gets his backpack, he goes over and gives his mum a kiss of goodbye through the window before going into the store.
But
He
they were
is
all whistling. Him and his parents were all
yeah,
whistling
yeah,
together
yeah.
as they arrived.
He's obsessed with Transformers. He's deeply religious. He is just the epitome of nerd. And so, of course, Randall, who is just like the polar opposite. Every scene with those two, I just think is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I know there is a lot of just sort of, time wasting of, scenes of people talking pop culture and having arguments and things like that. But that's what makes it a Clerks film, I guess. And I always thought though that the film had enough heart though that it by the end of it, like I thought it was quite a rewarding film. Like it wasn't just because that was the problem I had with the 4:30 movie that Kevin Smith recently did was that movie had way too much, too many scenes of people talking pop culture and everything, but that's all it was. Whereas, this movie, yeah, it just had so much more to it. And I love that dynamic as well, because, okay, so we're getting into spoiler territory now. So Randall has this suspicion that Dante and Becky are, having a fling. And it turns out it's kind of true because the two of them did actually kind of do the nasty on the prep table, and it turns out that Becky is now pregnant with Dante's kid. And so there's that whole dynamic where it's obvious that Becky is meant to be the one for him, because Emma is a kind of a controlling bitch, really. And yeah, I do like that because, like, and again, it's something I can relate to, when you're in a relationship with someone that you sort of like, this person's not really who I want to be with, and then someone else comes along who's like amazing, and you're stuck with this other person, and it's sort of like, what do I do? So I really feel for Dante in this film. I know, like, he's still kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, which
Yeah,
that's just
that's a
him, though.
yeah. That kind
Mm,
of takes me out of things a bit though, to have that whole sort of cheating thing, even though it's in the past of the movie.
mm,
Just the fact
yeah.
that it happened, but he just stayed with the other one and was
I know,
fully gonna
yeah.
go off with her and marry her and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's wrong. I mean, yeah, absolutely. There's no question about that. But I do like there is that thing where it's just obvious that Becky is for him and he should be with her, and you're still kind of rooting for him to, end up with her and stuff, and which yeah, like, I mean, in a messed up way, I thought it sort of made the ending, kind of a happy ending. Like, I really dug it. Um but yeah, where was I? I don't know. Let's talk about let's talk about Jennifer Schwalbach Smith since we're on the topic of Emma. Now I know we talked about her in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as being like the very odd one out of the four femme fatales because she was just shoehorned in because it was his wife and she was kind of terrible in that film. What did you think of her in this one?
Well, it didn't stand out so much in this one because she wasn't part of a girl gang. But yeah, it's still, and it's a weird character too, the way she was so excited and bouncy about
Mm,
everything.
yeah, yeah. I thought she was a bit better in this. Like,
Yeah, I mean, she's not
her performance was
terrible, but
okay. Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
just,
exactly.
you know, when you compare to some other people.
Mm. Like Rosario Dawson. I fucking love her performance in this film because like she's just very real, and she's just such a fun, bubbly sort of person. Like even that scene where so Lance Dowds was it Jason Lee's character, comes in to just rip on Dante and Randal because they all went to school together and Lance is now a multimillionaire and web designer or whatever, and so he's just basically, ridiculing them. So after that, Randall wants to go and blow off steam, so they go to a go-kart track. For whatever reason, just yeah, because as Randall says, it takes him back to a time, when things were better. Um, then they get back, and all hell is broken loose in the restaurant, of course. And Becky, like when they walk in at first, she's kind of yelling at them, like, get to your stations, we need all this shit happening and stuff. But then, like, I like that, she kind of changes and starts becoming a little bit more fun, even in the midst of all the chaos. She's kind of like giving Randall a bit of shit back and forth and stuff, and being a bit more lighthearted, and I just love that. But the thing that I thought really defined her character was at the end. So for Dante's going away, Randall organizes Kinky Kelly and the Sexy Stud, which is a donkey show. That is all I'm going to say about it. So Becky's gone off, and the donkey show's going on. Anyway, she comes back. She walks into the restaurant and is just like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And Dante's like trying to talk to her and everything, and but in the meantime, she just has these moments where she's like, I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm appalled, I'm offended, but I can't look away. And then they go outside, and Jay comes out and announces that the donkey's about to be ridden, shall we say? And yeah, Becky's just like, hold that thought. I've got to see this. And I'm just like, man, this chick is so cool. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a guy thing. But yeah, I found that kind of appealing that she was that sort of person who's just like, I've got to see it, you know. So yeah, I love her character. I love the way that Rosario plays her. A lot of just the little nuances, you know, like the facial expressions from time to time that she has and stuff. Like she's just an absolute joy to watch in this film. Did you kind of feel that you liked her as well, or
Hmm.
yeah?
Yeah, she
Maybe
was
maybe
cool.
not for the donkey stuff, but
No.
I don't know. Yeah, like I said, just any chick who's just that cool, I just think like yeah, is pretty awesome. Yeah. So no,
It's yeah, I don't understand why that makes you really cool.
not donkey shows particularly. I'm not,
Because
but just
yeah, that's pretty questionable.
yeah, but
That's
just someone who's that laid back, you know, like yeah,
the animal
it's
abuse
appealing.
is fine.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
moving um so many people show up in this movie. What's his
Ben
name? That
Affleck, you mentioned him
yeah, yeah.
before. Like, it's a 5 second thing, but
Yeah, a disgruntled
I,
customer.
yeah, but I really liked it. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like it's such a funny moment for such a short thing that he's not
Hmm.
really like it's such a short amount of time for him to just turn
Mm.
up and film that. But it's a
Yeah,
really fun
yeah.
and Jason Lee too. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's I think the best way to do those kind of friend cameos is just have them play
Mm.
these little customers coming in.
Yeah, yeah. I thought Jason Lee was brilliant in this,
Mm.
even though it was a short role, but um like yeah, he played it so well. Like when Randall is talking about, you know, why he was called pickle fucker back in school, like the kind of scowl on Lee's face as he's death staring them, you know, with like one eye kind of twitching a little, like I just thought, man, like that looks cool. Like he's really doing a good job with that.
And it's kind of
So
fun that
yeah.
he like wins that conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
I couldn't
exactly.
help but think as he was like walking out the door, I'm like, is something going to happen? Like, will the door not open properly or
Right,
something
right.
happens to him when he walks outside? But no, he
Yeah.
just gets to walk off in glory of
Mm.
taking down Randall.
Yeah, yeah, and he did not end up eating the piss and flies.
Mm.
Poor Jay and Bob. We also Kevin Wiseman, who right now people are like, who the hell's Kevin Wiseman? If you look this guy up, you have seen him in things. He is in so many things. Actually, wow, he hasn't really done that many movies. I'm looking now, but. I mostly knew him from the show Alias, but hang on, why do I know this guy so well when I've barely seen him in any movies? That's really weird. Anyway, he's the kind of guy who he looks like he should be a little person, but he's not because he's got like this really big head. Um, and it looks a bit weird, but he turns up. He was the Hobbit lover, who, you know, inspires the whole Lord of the Rings conversation
Oh,
with
he was in Felicity.
right, right. I
That's
think he's probably
probably one of the
done a lot
main
of
thing. I mean, I've seen a bunch of movies he's been in, but
yeah,
Felicity,
right.
he was in that for like 4 years. I can't think of who he was in that. It's been ages since I
Yeah.
watched it. But yeah, that's probably why he looks familiar.
I've seen th three movies that he's been in. Gone in 60 Seconds, Clerks II, and Pauly Shore is Dead.
Mm.
I don't know why he seems so familiar to me,
I
but
feel like,
anyway.
does he look like somebody else? I feel like he's
Well,
just
no, it's him. But
look.
like I said,
No,
I
but I
was,
mean, if he
oh
looks
yeah.
similar to someone else, then that might be why it adds to looking at him and going, he seems familiar.
Maybe Wee Man from Jackass. I don't know. But anyway, I thought he was cool in it. Ethan Suplee, who's in every Kevin Smith film, is briefly in this as well, just as teen number two. Wanda Sykes, who I think is always hilarious. She's in it. Yeah, and just basically, yeah, a whole bunch of other people that have been in every Kevin Smith. Did you spot Scott Mosier? Did you spot the Scott? Because we do this with everyone where uh,
I didn't, but I
oh,
wasn't
okay.
looking. I didn't think
He
about it.
was the one this time round. So Scott Mosier is like Kevin Smith's producer. So he was the one who, when Dante's sitting on the toilet inside the restaurant, and
Yeah.
the dad is like, cover your eyes, sweetie. Like, so yeah, that was his moment. What did you think of Jay and Silent Bob in this movie? Because they kind of seem to be like different in every movie in a way, but
Yeah, I always like them.
yeah,
I
yeah.
enjoyed them.
I
Jay's hair was especially great in this movie.
I think it was a wig this time around.
Really? That's probably
I
why. Because I
do.
was like, the color looked a bit different, and I was like, did he
Hmm.
color his hair? Because it looks lighter.
No, I'm
And
pretty sure it was a wig this
okay,
time around.
that's probably why
And
then it looked like
I thought,
nice.
yeah, yeah, I thought his choice of headwear was interesting. It was a baseball cap without the visor. Because I remember the first time I ever saw this, I was like, oh, is that a beanie? But then it had like a snapback on the back of it. And it was a cap without a visor. And I just thought that's actually really cool. I kind of dig that.
Hmm.
But
I just
yeah,
assumed it was a hat on backwards. I never really paid attention to if
oh,
they showed
okay.
the back of his head.
Well, yeah, no, the back had like
Yeah.
allow me to demonstrate because
Yeah,
I
I
have one
know.
here.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
know what
don't.
it
Look, that
is.
that
I
thing
do
there. No,
know
you
what it is.
don't.
I just said I wasn't paying attention to the back of his head, so I didn't
Well, I thought
notice
in
the
case you
back.
weren't paying attention now, I would show it to you. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, the whole Goodbye Horses thing was just so brilliant. But yeah, so many great one-liners and everything in this film. Yeah, I mean, God, those two are so good. And especially at the very end when everyone's ended up in jail, and I just love that moment where, Dante and Randall have it like having it out, um, and they're like, Randall has this idea like of buying the quick stop because, of course, at the very start of the film, it's burnt down, which is why they're working at movies. Um, and they're like, where are we going to get 50 grand? Who has that kind of money? And then there's just like this dead silence for a few beats. And then you just hear Jay's little voice like, we do. It's like, that's right. We got it. And, and everything. And it's like, wait, what? And then you like, oh, of course, like the royalties and stuff that they've been getting from Blood Man and Chronic. Um, and so, yeah, that was just, it was great. It's almost sort of seems like, at first, like, does that seem plausible? But it's like, no, it actually does. And then, they give them the condition that as long as they can stand outside and not have the cops called on them, yeah, which is super fun. Um, what did you think of the whole, you know, friendship dynamic between Dante and Randall, how it's kind of disintegrating a little bit throughout the film and
Well, that
everything?
seems to be the theme of so many movies lately, where it's like
Right, right.
decades of friendship, and then suddenly there's
Mm,
this big thing that could just ruin the entire friendship if they don't
yeah.
sort it out. Although this time they sorted it out.
Yeah, yeah. Which, yeah, I mean, obviously for me, like, um, so yeah, setting the record clean last year, I had a friend of 45 years who just suddenly decided he didn't want to be friends anymore. And I was like, wow, okay. And I have not spoken to him since. And yeah, that was another reason why this movie like really punched me in the heart this time because I was kind of like, oh man, I really know how they feel, like I mean in a different kind of way because this is like Dante is sort of threatening to break up their friendship by leaving in a way, but yeah, still, like yeah, it oh man, really hit me. Maybe that's why I love this movie so much is because I can just relate to so many things in it. Yeah, but no, I love that scene in the prison at the end, where Randall just absolutely, you know, spills his entire heart out to him and everything. Like there was some really good performances in that scene. It was yeah, it was really good. And also the moment after they're leaving from the go-kart track, and Dante's asking him why go-karts, and he's explaining, all this stuff, and that moment where he's like, well, what do you care? You're leaving, and then Dante's face is just like, Well, like, yeah, I am. I got nothing to say to that. Um, so yeah, there was that's what I mean with this film. There is a lot of dick and fart jokes as they call them, but to me, there's so much heart at the center of it. So yeah. Um, do you have any sort of favorite moments from any favorite scenes from the film? Or?
Pillow pants.
I how good is the music that plays in the background of that scene as Randall's face just goes
I just think
ashen.
it's just so funny that, that is just so crazy that even Randall just has nothing to say to it.
Exactly. Yeah, he's just like, I'll be right back. Yeah. Oh man, that is such a good scene, isn't it? Yeah. I funnily enough, like out of all the funny moments and everything, my absolute favorite bit of this whole movie is when Dante's driven off to go and try and find Becky after she's fled because um yeah, all hell's breaking loose. Um yeah, the Smashing Pumpkins 1979 starts playing and that
That's
that
like the
whole
best driving song.
oh man, the montage that we get of where
Mm.
everyone is at in the story, I just think is beautifully done. It is just, uh, I know it's to so many people, it's probably just kind of a throwaway scene, but to me, it is my favorite part of the movie, just because of how brilliantly put together it is, in terms of the editing, the sound, like everything. So yeah, we have that moment where Dante's driving and he, has that moment of reflection where he sees this little girl in the restaurant. Elias is just, cleaning the floor, like, because that's where he's at. Emma is baking a cake. Um, Becky has that moment where she's actually pulled up outside a women's clinic, which, is like pretty heavy stuff. And even, Jay and Silent Bob just, Jay just dancing around like an idiot, like in the dim light and everything. Like, and Randall sitting there reading a paper. I don't know that. I just love that montage so freaking much. And every time I hear that song now, it brings me back to that moment in the film. Because I always liked the song, but this movie made me really love it. So yeah, that's actually my favorite part of the film, believe it or not.
Hmm.
Yeah, is that weird to you?
Not really. I couldn't have picked what your favorite part would be, but
No, out of everything, like yeah, that I and I it's funny with the song choices in this. I actually think they're really brilliantly done. Like starting off the film with that Talking Heads song that has kind of almost like a reggae sort of a vibe. Like I don't know, it just fit perfectly. 1979 was perfectly fit, and even as, as weird as it sounds. That Samantha Fox song, Naughty Girls Need Love Too, in the donkey scene, like there's a vibe to that song, kind of it's like a darker sort of edge to that song, which just suits that whole scene because, like, it's you're not really supposed to be enjoying that scene, and I kind of find that music like just really I don't know, fits the visuals really, really well. So yeah, all the song choices in this I
I don't
thought
know that
were
song. But
great.
um, Misery by Soul Asylum was
Yeah,
a good
again, perfect
finish,
ending.
but
Yeah, yeah,
also made me laugh because of the line "Misery loves company," and I'm like,
yeah. And I love that
some of them.
moment. Like, it's always kind of I had to always kind of look twice. And I actually I'd seen this movie in theaters, but I had it on DVD and I actually watched it on Blu-ray for the first time last night because I only just recently upgraded it. And that moment when they're at the very end, and Randall says to Dante, "You're not even supposed to be here today," or whatever, and the camera's sort of like pulling back, and it goes into black and white again. I always thought, like, hang on, do their faces go kind of sullen for a moment? Like, and I watched it last night, and I swear they do. Like, as it's going black and white, it's almost like the characters are aware that it's going black and white because, Randall kind of like looks like, huh? And they just sort of have this moment, and it's almost like, I know that they own the business now, but it's like they're back there again. Like, is, did the characters really win in this case? Because yeah, like man, I'm probably overthinking the ending a lot, but um
Well, but I mean, Randall enjoyed
yeah,
that
yeah.
time just working, hanging
Mm.
out with his best friend.
That's what I thought. So I don't know why they sort of had those expressions on their face, but maybe it was just a joke because it's going black and white again or something. I don't know. But and okay, so what are your thoughts on so Becky takes Dante up onto the we get another scene on the roof of the where they're working.
Oh yeah, with
Um
ABC. That was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Which turns into this huge dance number for absolutely no reason whatsoever. But I love it.
And so we can see Jay and Silent Bob with pigtails.
Yeah. But yeah, all of a sudden there's just like this massive group of various people
Well, I mean, that's
doing a big coordinated choreographed dance.
yeah, it's kind of a thing in movies.
Yeah, why
Not
not,
not
you
like
know?
common, but there's been a few movies
Mm,
that have just
yeah.
decided to do that.
Yeah, yeah, it's Jesus Christ, Vampire Hunter. But it's like you said, this one was a lot less realistic than the first film, and that scene just like it doesn't get much more off the wall than that. But no, I dug it. I thought it was really cool, and then yeah, that whole scene sort of ending with the revelation that Becky's pregnant and everything, like
It's pretty
yeah,
funny
sort
that he
of.
dropped her when
Yeah,
you said that.
whoopsies. Yeah, yeah. So no, I dug it. I just really, man, love this movie for all the reasons I've given. I didn't quite give it 5 stars for some reason. I don't know. There maybe it's I don't know. It just doesn't feel 5 star perfect to me. But it's really close. I'd actually, if there was a 4 3/4 stars, I would actually even go there for this one. Yeah. How many did you? 3 stars. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you.
think I'll keep it at three. It was fine. I don't know,
Mm,
maybe if because I don't have the engagement, marriage, kids, friend
mm,
from decades leaving thing to
mm,
latch onto. I feel like it's more just kind of like a hangout movie, as in
mm.
it's all returning characters, and so I just enjoy hanging out with them, even though there's some really questionable things they're saying. I mean,
Oh
like
yes.
Randall is worse in this in the stuff that he says,
Oh,
but
there's no doubt. Yeah.
it's still Randall, and I still kind of think he's cool, even though he's saying
Mm.
stuff sometimes, and I'm like, why do I like this guy? He's like pretty awful.
I know.
But
I love the way
yeah,
that
it's in
he
that movie way. Like, I don't think I could stand to hang out with him in real life. I'd probably just get really annoyed with the shit that he's saying.
Yeah, yeah. I absolutely adore the way, but not, as you said, not in real life, I couldn't handle it, but I adore the way that his character in this movie twists things so he's right. Like with the whole Anne Frank, Helen Keller thing, that conversation is that'd be in my top 5 scenes in this film. So yeah, he's talking to Dante, and he's like, after he's had this whole thing about engaging in an argument with a handicapped person online, and he's saying
Although
something
he
about
wasn't, that doesn't seem like the right terminology.
I'm
But
throwing out
yeah,
safe words here.
yeah.
Yeah, so and yeah, he says something about like, how the guy's like Anne Frank and Dante's like, no, you mean Helen Keller? He's like, no, Anne Frank. And he's like, no, Anne Frank was the one, like who wrote the diary, hiding in the basement from Nazis and then Randall's like, oh well, okay, so in that case, the guy is like Anne Frank because he's writing a diary and stuff. It's like, no, no, no. But I love so much that yeah, it's got to be some sort of a talent to be able to twist things that way to make you right in every conversation. But
Although he
yeah,
did
no.
continue to use Anne Frank
I
as
love
a
that. Yeah, the
blind.
joke keeps going. Oh man, yeah. Because later on, he's like, you'd have to be as blind as Anne Frank to, and I'm just like, man, you are awesome. And then there's of course the whole porch monkey thing, which I had never heard of that term before this movie came out. But
Yeah,
um,
same. I guess it's
yeah,
an American thing.
I don't know, but oh,
If it
that's
is a
so
thing, I guess it's a thing, and
so
that's fun.
brilliant, and especially the way that he's stuck porch monkey for life, in white tape on
Yeah.
his back and everything. Yeah, that's so brilliant. Yeah, no, his character was an absolute standout in this film as always. So yeah, I think because initially the reason why this movie took so long to get off the ground was because Jeff Anderson had actually refused to do it. He wasn't going to do it. And Kevin Smith was like, well, if there's no Jeff, there's no Randall and there's no Clerks. But I don't know what it was that eventually changed his mind, but I'm
Yeah,
really
because
glad he did.
it's
Hey?
just weird. I'm just wondering what made him change his mind because it surely wasn't like the script.
I'm
I
I'm
wasn't going to
sure that
do this,
information
but
is out
now I
there.
get to say all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that information is out there somewhere on the internet, but yeah. But no, I'm glad that he was in it. Yeah, because he's always great. Um, I think that's about everything that I have to say about this movie. How about you?
Hmm. Oh, the other fun thing I wrote down
Yeah.
was when Dante's telling Randall that Becky's pregnant, and then he's just like, "Oh yeah, whatever," shuffling these cards, and then he's like,
Mm,
"I'm the father," and he
mm.
just flicks the cards, and they fly up and hit some guy who then
Who
goes
goes fly?
flying over a table.
I know it's so silly, but it's so awesome.
Yeah, I enjoy
Yeah.
little moments like that, which is
Yeah,
another
yeah.
like non-realistic thing, but it's just yeah, it's
Totally.
just so
Yeah.
fun. It's just yeah, I guess it's the thing of, oh, I'm getting all this money to just bring these characters back, so
Mm.
I'll just do all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, like I said, absolutely love this film. I'm really looking forward to watching Clerks 3 again because I've actually only ever seen it once and utterly loved it. And yeah, really looking for I do remember that movie absolutely made me ugly cry my eyes out. Yeah, I bawled so many times in that movie. So not looking forward to that, but yeah, we'll get there. Um but there is I can't remember what else is Jay and Silent Bob reboot is before that though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Clerks 3 is the latest one, isn't it? Isn't that the
Yeah,
last one?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. So is that only two more
I think
movies we've
so, because I
got?
thought that this was going to finish up at the end of the year.
Right, right. Because looking. I'm pretty sure that
Yeah, it is.
is yeah. Okay, cool. Um, all right. So we're nearly there. Oh my goodness. Wow. This has been a fun journey. I have very much enjoyed rewatching these films and getting to talk about them because they mean so much to me. So, yeah. Hmm. All right. Well, if you don't have anything else to say about this one, I reckon we're out of here. Do you
Hmm.
reckon we're out of here?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much to everyone for tuning in, listening to us, or even watching us talk about Clerks 2. If you want to drop down below and yeah, let us know what some of your favorite scenes in this film were, if there's anything that we missed. Yeah, we would love to hear from you because yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, comment box down below. If you're listening to this in audio land, you can come find us on social media. Dan and Frankie Go to Hollywood. Just Google it and you're there. Or you can email us at danandfrankiePodcast@outlook.com. There are plenty of ways that you can reach out and touch someone, um, which is kind of fitting for a movie like this to end on some sort of innuendo. But yes, we're out of here. Stay safe, watch lots of movies, and bye for now.